Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
People in Alert Bay say they've been hearing strange screams and howls from the forest at night.
The first thing I saw were the eyes and what I thought maybe were teeth.
Welcome, everybody, once again to Reaping the Night, Tales of the Supernatural, right here on UndefinedRadio.com. We were gone last week because we were creating our own special kind of ghost last Friday night, or last weekend, actually. So I was down in Texas, couldn't be here the last Friday night, so we took the night off.
God bless.
Yep.
Gave you guys the night off, but we're back tonight.
Yeah. Plus, we're frozen in.
Yeah, y'all were frozen in,
Yeah.
Well, come on, Mississippi. It gets one little flake of snow, and everybody's like, "Oh my God,
it's pure
stop
terror.
it! We can't go out in that."
Shut the schools down
for the whole week,
dude.
For the whole week,
my road looked like ice road truckers.
It didn't matter. That little Subaru I had, it was perfect traction.
Dude, people in the north, they get 12 inches, and they're out. Yeah, it's just a day.
Yeah, Alonzo.
It's just another day.
Alonzo was laughing at us. He was like, "Man, this is nothing in Chicago."
Oh yeah, he's right.
It is when you got a snowplow and people to do the job of clearing the snow.
Well, even then though, the problem down here is that people still think that you can drive on snow like you do on dry pavement.
No, you can't.
That's the problem.
No, just slow down.
All you had to do was look on the interstate and on the highways to see that. It's like, it's a white pavement. That must be fun. And
slow down. That's all you got to do.
And people don't do that.
And the kids were out a whole week. It was like spring break for them.
It was.
All week.
It was. And then here's what happened. Of course, back in our day, you had to make those days up.
Oh, yeah. Now it's a state of emergency.
Yes, that's right. The governor pardoned all those days.
He did?
So they don't have to make them up. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, now they don't have to go on Easter.
That's right.
Wonderful. That's good.
They were going to make them go on Christmas Day and Easter. Yeah.
Not
those
anymore.
aren't really holidays.
Christmas Day?
I'm just playing.
I would hope not, since I
You got to be literal with them, dude.
Well, I remember maybe last year or year before, they had to go on a Saturday.
Yeah, they did.
And when I
Half a day.
was a kid, my uncle used to torture me and say, they're having school on Saturday
Yeah,
now.
and that was just for missing 2 days.
Oh, yeah. Well, he used to tell me that just to scare. I would cry, and because I hated school.
Dude, well, I mean, before we get into tonight's show, and this is going to start probably our 3-week series on conspiracy theories, what's really going on out there.
Yeah.
Tonight we're talking about the living moon. Next week we're going to talk about the 411
Missing
stuff,
411.
which ought to be
that's
pretty
good.
cool.
Oh, yes.
And then the next week after that we're going to finish it up with the 9/11 conspiracy.
9/11.
So
911.
So hunker down. You're gonna
Jason, you
agree
better call
and
911, boy.
disagree. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
I just hope you don't
3
talk
weeks.
about our Texas president,
Oh,
boy.
no.
I hope
I'm gonna.
you don't
That's
either.
right.
Well, I want to give a shout out to
Me and Chad.
to my buddy Nick King, if he's listening tonight.
Nick King.
He's actually down
supposed to be.
in Florida tonight.
Yeah.
And, he's a really awesome buddy of mine. He's also a veteran. He was in the
That's
military
right.
for several years. So thank you for your service. And he's a good buddy, man. Like I said, and he turned me on to studying on that missing 411. That's
It's
amazing.
interesting. He sent me a couple clips of that.
It's amazing in a sense. It's extremely terrible and ominous, but I guess amazing is not the right word. It's just otherworldly.
Well, it's otherworldly. It's frightening, is what it
Frightening
kind of
is, I
is,
guess,
and
the
it
only
will
way to
make
say it.
you think.
Yeah.
Once you get down to studying that stuff, and
Oh,
so
yeah.
next week's going to be pretty intense when we delve into it. We were going to do that tonight.
Yeah,
But there's some sound clips and stuff that I couldn't get together in time, and I want to get those completed before we do that show because we need to play those.
Oh, yeah.
For a show like that, it's just really, really important. And the same thing with the 911
Oh, yeah.
show when we do it. I've got a few sound clips there that you're going to want to hear. And I mean, you're going to be on one side or the other of this thing. And it's going to be tight. And it's going to be tense.
You guys are gonna have to hear me out on this. On that one, okay. I know up front you're gonna go, this guy's an idiot. but you're gonna have to listen
We
to
don't
them.
say that.
No.
Your face.
It's only behind your fence.
Say it behind your back.
Yeah.
Lord, what kind of people you think we are?
They're on to me.
Like this dude.
But it's got a lot of backing up, behind it. So.
Yeah, you better be backing up.
Okay.
Well, see what I mean? It's gonna be pretty fascinating. So I can't wait.
Yep.
I'll be a lot of fun. But tonight we are going to talk about the living moon. For those of you who don't know what it is, Jason, come on, it's your baby.
Well,
It's your hero we're about to talk
He's
about.
the living moon.
let me ask
Here
you
we
guys
go.
a question.
Sure.
You guys ever just went out at night on a full moon and you just kind of just stare at the moon and never think, man, the moon is beautiful. How long has that moon been there? And
Right.
and supposedly we went to the moon in I think 1968. And all of this. And how many believes that we went to the moon at that time? You believe we did?
Yes, we went to the moon.
Yeah, we did. It was in a.
No.
Yeah, we did.
Hear me out.
In 68?
69.
I mean, 69. Okay, we went in 60. You're asking us that
Yes,
question.
I'm asking you.
You want us to answer that?
Sure.
No.
Yes.
We went to the moon in a big warehouse.
Absolutely.
We had to show the Russians that we were bad.
Hey man, well, I'm glad you're on my side. Of the
I'll be on
fence.
your side on that.
Hey, I guarantee you, we have been to the moon. Absolutely, several times.
Oh, now we have, yeah.
But
we blew
that
up a couple times
first
getting there.
time, that first time, there is so much behind that you wouldn't believe.
So who do you think was the first person to walk on the moon?
Well,
It wasn't Neil.
Who do you think it was?
I don't know. I can't tell.
I mean, if you don't think we went to the moon, but you think we eventually got there, there's got to be somebody you have in mind who you think
eventually got there.
who
Of course,
walked on that moon.
everyone says, well, Buzz Aldrin, or and so
Buzz Lightyear.
Buzz Lightyear.
And so saying that, what happened to Apollo 13?
Well, Apollo 13.
They were going to the moon.
Right.
They had all the mechanical breakdowns. What do you think
Right.
happened to Apollo 13?
They had a
Was this a
problem.
result of the living moon when they shot around?
They had a
after
problem.
had this?
The thing is, why have we not been back to the moon? Have
Why
you
don't we
guys-
just orbit? Why don't we
No,
just
listen.
go around and we go to the
Oh,
space stations? We
right.
never go to the moon.
Right. Well, we go to the space station, and that and not only that, we're planning this giant mission to Mars. Subsequently, takes 9 months to go one way, and you have to wait to a certain time of the every how many
Sure.
4 or 5 years, and then da 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 da. Well, the thing is, wouldn't you think that you would first make a mock base or a base on the moon that, for several reasons. One being that you could blast off from the moon with supposed zero gravity or very light gravity, would be a lot less money and would be easier, right? There's a reason we haven't been back to the moon.
Tell us.
Because the moon is inhabited.
Tell us before, so they can call out the paddy wagon and the
moon-
little white vests.
You guys, the
Hey, now.
moon is inhabited. The moon, according to many sources, the moon is inhabited by more than 250,000,
Million.
250 million people or entities. There are actually two races of species on the moon. They're alien. One are the grays. Alien grays, what we know is the gray. Some are the short, some are the tall gray. And then some look just like us, or like the Pleiadians, like human-like. They're almost exactly like us.
See, my question would be this. Why in the bluest of blue hells, if you got to choose to live somewhere,
Okay.
Right.
why would you live on the moon?
Okay.
Well, we
It's
don't know.
gray. It's bleh.
We only
you
saw
would go
one part
crazy.
of it. It
I would
may
have already
not be.
invaded Earth by
Yeah.
now. If I had to live on the moon, Earth's invaded already.
Who knows they're not here already?
Well,
They
that's what I
are
mean.
here. That's my point.
Yeah, but if you can go ahead and infiltrate us like that, then why stay your monkey ass on the moon?
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying. Why are you doing that?
In the moon?
Why not
maybe,
defact?
maybe they
Yeah,
got
it's crazy.
It's inhabited under. You have to
It
go through
is.
inside it.
It is. It's hollow. The moon is hollow.
Okay.
Think about that?
That has been proven time and again. They actually made an explosion on the moon that rang for more than 14 hours straight.
Who made the explosion?
We did.
All right, so why didn't those aliens get pissed off and come get somebody for invading their home and
Yeah.
causing cave-ins and stalactites or
Well,
moon
yeah.
tights or whatever the hell they are that's inside that moon in the hollow sphere?
According to one theory, the moon is actually
These damn theories.
14,000 years old.
Yeah.
That there was a time when there was no moon. That the moon, and then there was a time when there were supposedly two moons.
That's in
But-
Star Wars.
Right. But the moon is is a satellite. That
This
has-
was Tatooine at one time.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a stationary, almost like a space station. That it is. It's been put there 14,000 years ago. I disagree with that.
Yeah, me
I don't
too.
have anything to back that up. But the moon is hollow, and we know this for a fact. But like I said, by these many experiences, the experiments that they have done, Anyway, and you can get on several websites. One of my favorite websites is thelivingmoon.com. If you guys get a chance to look,
and all that.
Pegasus is right.
Yeah.
Get on Living Moon. This is made by John Lear, and
John Lear again.
John Lear's the man. He's the
There's
man
your
now.
guy. That's your
That's my go-to.
conspiracy
Be
theorist.
sure you have your vodka
9/11.
or your tequila or whatever
Yeah.
drink of choice when you go to this website. Because first of all, it's painful to look at
Yeah.
on the eyes. It is not designed well. So when you go
It
there,
looks
just
like-
know that you better be souped up a
Yeah.
little bit.
Looks like a third grader made
If
it.
you're in a puffer state,
Yeah.
you might want to break a doobie out
Yeah,
and,
that's right.
and go to work
Yeah.
before you get on this site.
Listen to Led Zeppelin, a little Led Zeppelin side 2.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, you're gonna have to do something here.
You looking at the website, you're thinking you're on Heaven's Gate
Yeah,
website.
exactly.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. This is designed by an old person.
Yeah, yeah.
An old person who knows nothing about graphics. Who just
No,
goes, well,
listen.
they gave me this template, so I'm just going to fill in words, and that's it.
Understand. John Lear's not trying to put on some beauty contest or make you think
That's a fact.
Yeah,
Right.
that is a fact.
That's
Look,
indisputable.
It's horrible.
This is a black and white stereo instruction type website.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But when you read
John Lear never got out of the '70s. This dude's a hippie from way on back.
this guy is, I'm telling you,
He's
he
a
has to
lunatic.
no. Look, you either think
This
it's-
guy's a nut.
you either think he's a lunatic or you really just love the guy to death, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they even interviewed Buzz Aldrin. Just listen to this. Buzz Aldrin, he was interviewed several times, and when he was asked, what did it feel like to be on the moon or to land on the moon or live on the moon or whatever, he said, "For God's sakes, I don't know." That's what he said, and the reason he said that is for fear.
Yeah.
He was at point of death. Not only Buzz Aldrin, but all of the astronauts.
Pete Conrad, Alan Bean.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
they
Neil
were
Armstrong.
told they were not to divulge information of what was on the moon, and they were told they have to go along with the lie of NASA. That the moon is a lifeless orb. That there's no atmosphere, which is complete baloney.
But when did they find this out? They didn't go.
But they've been. Listen, they were only allowed to go so many times. There's a video I watched
Was
a
it
while
like
back.
a visa you got to get when you get there?
Yeah,
It's a space visa. It's a moon visa.
that's right. When I seen this video, they were on the moon and they were getting out, and they were told from space station, make sure you lock the hatch.
Right.
And he told him to go back and check, make sure that the hatch was locked. He said,
They had criminals over there.
He said, "I'm telling you, the hatch is locked." He says, "Well, we have to double check because there's somebody that's going to try to get in." He says, "Are you guys pulling my leg?" They panned the camera around. As it's panning around, it sees an entity there, a UFO,
A shadow?
a ship of some sort. It immediately turns and points to the ground, and all you can hear is the audio, but they will not show the visual. They did it on purpose.
Because somebody was trying to carjack them.
He said somebody's
up.
out there trying to get in.
Somebody's trying to get in.
Yes, somebody's out there that wants to get in. Let you guys, I'll find the video and send the link.
I want to see this.
You guys have no.
Because
I'm
right
telling you,
now, I'm thinking maybe I smoked something and I don't even smoke a
Dude,
cigarette.
Me either.
I'm thinking I've
No,
totally
I'm thinking,
went into
Jason's
the Twilight
a real
Zone.
Christian guy, and I would never think bad of him. But I'm thinking maybe back in the early '90s, little Nirvana.
Little something.
Oh yeah.
He
Oh,
might have. He may not have inhaled.
I might
you
have-
know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I went
But a
on
little acid didn't hurt him. I'm here to tell you that.
I went on a Nirvana
Your
of my
parents
own.
gave you something else by mistake, dude.
Yeah.
No, but listen. Let's take. There's another astronaut. His name was Gus Grissom. He was killed. This guy was the most outspoken of all of the astronauts. He came out with the truth. He was kind of like our boy, Bob Lazar, who incidentally, and we're going to get to him in a little bit, but Bob Lazar worked at S2 down at Area 51.
Yeah.
Of course, so this Gus Grissom, he went out on a limb and he began to divulge the information. This guy was going to command the Apollo 1 spacecraft. So listen, he said, and I quote, "This thing is not going to fly in a year." He says, "This thing's not going to the moon in 10 years." Because they were saying, we're fixing to go to the moon in this Apollo 1. He said, "No, we're not going to go to the moon in this thing." It was a complete cover-up. It was a complete cover-up.
It's
NASA.
in Wichita, Kansas. That's where they were. It's a studio in Wichita, Kansas.
Yep. Just like the Red Hot Chili Peppers song,
Hutchinson, Kansas. I'm sorry.
yeah.
How'd you look it up?
Yeah.
They got a NASA thing.
How did
there,
that?
man.
How that song
Of all
go?
places, why would you pick Kansas?
It's Hutchinson.
Kansas.
You know who was there?
Hey,
They clicked them heels, boy.
Kansas is
Kansas.
You know why? It's lots of wide open space, out of the way space.
Yeah.
There is that.
far-
Dixie Chicks.
Dixie Chicks.
Wide open spaces.
Well,
No
I mean,
way.
it's far away from prying eyes. Nothing exciting happens in Kansas. People's not looking for something to happen in Kansas.
Well, that's a fact.
That's my point.
Ain't nobody
exactly
looking for
right.
nothing in Kansas. Kansas.
But NASA had this guy killed. They had Gus Grissom killed because he wouldn't go along with the program, because this guy was telling about what was really going on the moon. What do you guys think about that?
I think okay. I think we know that the government does a lot of crazy stuff anyway. And we're hearing more and more about that right now. It's going on exactly right now. If you don't think the government's corrupt in a lot of ways, and there are a lot of people who are trying to get stuff done by their own means, then you haven't been paying attention here lately. So would that surprise me that we would do something like that to be first and to help national pride and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah.
To fake a moon landing?
Sure.
It wouldn't surprise me at all to do
It was
that.
beyond what you can even imagine. Understand, it's in the realm of where we're at with North Korea right now. The Kim Jong Un and and our president's little thing. He said, he calls him Rocket Man, and then we have
Did he say our president's little thing?
right.
I couldn't pass that by. I couldn't let it go.
No. What I mean by that is whether you're an advocate or a despondent, but he said that we have a nuclear button. I have a bigger button than him.
Yeah, my button's bigger than yours.
That's right,
And it
Dang
works. It works. It's
Yeah.
huge.
and it
My
works.
button.
It's
Huge.
I got a huge
Right.
working button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the truth is, I mean, it is the truth. I mean, we have the largest navy in the world,
Right.
10 times larger than the second largest navy in the world, which is Britain, of course, Great Britain. And then, of course, then there's China. But the thing is, there's no cover up that it would be like a little country like Luxembourg, trying to attack Russia or Germany,
Nobody's really worried about North Korea.
Right. I mean,
I
honestly,
mean, they're just not.
is the guy crazy enough to shoot a missile? Yes.
Yes.
I mean, but he, it would be over after
Our
he did
secret
it.
Star Wars program would knock them things out the
Yeah.
sky.
Yeah.
We ain't playing around. You think Reagan failed at that? Oh no,
No.
they're up there floating around.
Did you
They
guys?
are.
Did you guys see about hear about the test they actually did by accident? They sent out that warning in Hawaii.
Oh yes.
Yeah, dude, that's horrible, man.
Dude.
Yeah, dude.
People freaking the hell out, dude.
Well, dude, let's put yourself in their
I know.
position.
I would have been freaking out too.
There's
Dude,
fixed to be-
people were throwing their kids down the sewers.
Yeah.
Everything to get them out of the way of this.
ICBM is heading your way. This is an imminent danger. I'm sorry, there's nothing we
This
can do
is
about
not a drill.
it. This is
and,
not a drill.
and you're on an island. There ain't no
You're
place
on
for
an
you to go.
There ain't
You're
nowhere
not
to go,
going
bro.
anywhere.
So I mean,
That's horrible.
So and in that sense, I mean, that's a force to be reckoned with, and that's extremely scary.
Well,
so.
look, stuff like that is scary.
It
and
is scary.
First of all, but here's the thing that most people don't realize. Here is where, once again, and look, I love movies. I'm a movie buff. But here's where Hollywood screws with people's mentality more than anything else. The disaster movies and all that stuff. Did you realize that most likely, except for the immediate impact area of a nuclear missile, most everybody would survive the initial impact of it. It doesn't incinerate entire thousands and thousands of acres. It doesn't work like that.
Well,
right.
It just doesn't. Now, would that immediate point of impact? Yes, it's like any other bomb.
Oh, yeah.
You would do it, and the bomb radius
The
is a little
flash
bit bigger.
would burn you to death.
Yeah,
Well,
but you don't. It's not like it shows in the movies where all of a sudden
Total
the whole,
devastation.
It's not like
well,
that.
that island would
The-
be total devastation.
The radiation fallout now.
That's the
going to
problem.
get you.
That's where your big issues come.
Well,
because it gets in everything. The food.
Yes, it
everything.
does. Everything becomes polluted at that
Let's look
point.
at
I was
like
watching
this.
what's that show that comes on back in the 50s, 60s? Man.
Twilight Zone.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was watching that about and they were going to the little man in the cave.
Oh yeah.
The old
right.
man in the cave. The old man. It was a computer, is what it was, and it was telling them what to eat, what not to eat. It was after
Fallout.
nuclear. Yeah.
Well, see, when Nagasaki and Hiroshima burned, the city burned at 5,000 degrees.
Yeah.
And that was a 5 megaton warhead. The warheads we have now are 100 megaton warhead.
It's
And
unbelievable,
it killed
isn't
250,000 people instantly. So, yes, it has a radius of about 100 square miles that would be instant devastation.
But that's the thing. But that's the misconception. It's actually not that. And then that's what we were talking about the other day and looking at it. It's not. That's the version that's put out by Hollywood. That's
Right.
the person that you see because it's on the news and it's that this is what it is. But the actual science behind it and stuff, it doesn't work that way. Even Nagasaki like that wasn't as bad as it was bad. And all those people who were packed in city center where that bomb hit, yes, and they weren't all killed immediately.
No,
I mean,
250,000 were.
I mean, they were, and it was devastating.
Oh, yeah.
There's no question, and there's no question that a nuclear strike would be devastating. But my point is that you will most likely people on the outskirts of that are going to survive the initial blast. It's not going to wipe out. If you see it, that doesn't mean it's the end of game over.
Within the next 10 years, every single living creature, every animal, every human had cancer.
Oh yeah, there's no question about that. And that's what we're saying. The radiation will get you.
horrible.
That's the part that's going to get you.
Yeah,
it's
right.
not that initial explosion. It's going to get those poor people who are right
years.
there at ground zero, of course.
Yeah, right.
But the rest of the people are going to be killed over years and time by the radiation.
Sure. So anyway, long story short, that's what happened. You know, that bomb what I was trying to say is that warning came across and how horrible it really was. But the agenda put out there, you know, there's so much out there that has to be kept hushed up, or else people couldn't handle it.
Oh no, definitely. There's a reason they do keep secrets.
Absolutely.
No, make no mistake about that. Because
Secrets
most people
don't make
just freak
friends.
out. Yeah, exactly, exactly.
So let me ask you guys a question. Okay, how long have you guys seen the moon? How long have you seen the moon, Kevin?
My whole life.
Oh, your whole life, right?
Yeah, my whole life.
Has it
But I'm
ever-
only like 29, so I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
And I'm 24, so I mean,
Damn right, boy.
that's what happens.
Have you ever seen the moon move at all? Now, I know it's moved. I meant spin or gyrate.
No.
No,
I mean a quarter of an inch.
no, outside's not that good.
What do
So-
you think? Oh, so you're saying it's like it's a
So
Stationary.
this thing is going
Yeah.
around the world at umpteen thousand miles an hour.
That's what they say.
And it doesn't even spin at all.
That's what they say.
Why?
I don't know. I just believe it's on the internet.
My point is, don't you?
I believe it.
Do you know any other moons that don't spin around at all? That's completely
No.
stationary.
I don't know any other moons, so
I don't know any other
honestly, I
moons.
couldn't
Come on,
tell
the
you.
other moons are on Jupiter. They got 16.
Well, I mean, the
moons.
moon that you're from, we don't know. We've never
Yeah,
been
but
there.
we don't know what those moons do, though. Honestly. So why do you think the moon doesn't spin?
Well,
I mean, the moon's dead. First of all, the moon itself is a dead thing.
That's what- that's
there's
what
no
it is.
growth.
That's
There's
what
no
you think.
plantation.
Right.
There are no blue skies.
On the outside.
On the outside.
listen.
Bink.
You
Wrong.
got the moon.
Wrong.
Now you guys are not going to believe me, but the moon has an atmosphere.
No, I don't
does.
believe you. You're
The
right.
moon has an atmosphere. It's 15. It's about 15 miles thick. The atmosphere on the moon.
Thick?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, how would I believe in that? That one I don't believe.
It is.
Why do you have me on this side of the table?
I can get with.
I can't believe
I
this.
can get with the whole. I can get
I'm
with the
talking
hollow
about
Earth thing. I can get with the whole
What is that,
hollow moon
Louisa?
thing.
Why isn't she right
I don't
here? I'm
believe
supposed to be over there. I know it.
I don't believe
I'm
in the
supposed to be on the
atmosphere of the moon.
Texas side, dude. You got me in Arkansas over here.
If they have an atmosphere up there, then we need to go duck hunting on the moon.
Dude, that's what I'm talking
Let's
about.
book our flight now.
Dude, there's some bad to the bone.
You know,
ducks
some
up there.
weird ass double-headed ducks
Oh, I
flying
love
around.
that. Wouldn't
Four
that be awesome
wings.
to kill a double-headed duck?
Yeah, with big eyes, big gray
Yeah.
eyes like alien ducks.
yeah.
That'd be one to mount and put on your wall
Oh,
right there.
when they come down,
You guys,
they come
listen.
down.
There's so much evidence of.
And you can shoot lead up there too.
What about all the
Your buddy.
structures? Have you guys never seen all the pictures of the structures on the moon?
No.
ain't
None
seen
none
no
other than
structures on the moon,
Photoshop
man.
structures. I have
man.
not seen that.
I'm telling you, man.
Man, he's hiding.
There's a book. I haven't got a chance to read it, but you can study. You guys can Google this author. His name is Lou Baldwin. He's got a couple of books, about 5 or so, or maybe a little more than that. But two.
How old is Lou?
I don't know.
Pretty old guy, right?
Yeah, I mean he's older.
Through the 60s, acid days, all that stuff.
I doubt it.
Look,
You
Jason,
go.
Jason, just because God turned water into wine doesn't mean you have to just constantly drink it. Ease up, bro.
right.
Ease up.
Lay off a little bit.
Lay off.
All
I know
right.
a little bit's good for your blood pressure, but dang.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have to take our first break of the evening. When we come back, we are going to jump more into this living moon. We'll talk about John Lear a little bit more, Lou Baldwin, and a couple of these other quacks who are out there running around. No, I'm just kidding. So we'll talk about these guys more. Right on the other side of this break, you're listening to Reaping the Night, Tales of the Supernatural, right here on UndefinedRadio.com. Welcome back to Reaping the Night, Tales of the Supernatural, or as we like to call it, the Insane Asylum, because that's kind of what it is tonight. The reefer room, the insane asylum, call it what you will.
I never thought that acid was a real thing nowadays.
I didn't either, but apparently it is.
Apparently he found some maybe in his dad's drawer.
Somewhere.
Like that. Somebody had some.
What's in those
I'm
batteries
thinking
and all those
Anton
on
must
anyway?
have scraped up someone from someone.
That's what it is.
When she said Molly's, I didn't know what she was talking about.
Molly's. Yeah, that's a Molly.
Yeah, it's a Molly. It's a new type of candy, Jason.
Yeah.
Take a bite of this one. Give me some of that booger sugar.
Oh, man.
That booger sugar, good
Yeah,
stuff.
that good stuff right there.
Okay, we are talking about John Lear, Lou Baldwin, some of the crazy old guys who actually believe and flew
Look.
too many missions up above the oxygen level.
Hey, this is you
Got
guys.
brain deprived from oxygen. And what are they doing now? They're telling us that people are living on the moon. Graves are on the moon. The stalactites are on the moon.
Well, they're not wanting to say anything.
Smurfs
because
are
they're
on the moon.
scared. They're scared to say. That's what Jason says. They're scared to say it because
Right.
they've been sworn to secrecy.
Yep, they're saying it everywhere.
Everywhere.
They're saying it everywhere.
Hey, to make a point, I'm not calling John Lear or Lou Baldwin crazy. I believe these guys, dude. I'm the only believer in here.
you are.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, dude.
I want to go to your church now.
Oh man.
Nice.
Look, let's.
I don't want some of that communion wine y'all got going on over there.
Dude, it's
Look,
awesome.
Let me have
Must
it.
be
Okay.
bad to the
Taste.
bone.
Okay. P.S. I love the Lord Jesus, and I am a Christian, and I totally 100% in the real deal. But on my own time,
That's right.
not
On your non-Christian time.
no, I don't mean non-Christian, but my non-behind the pulpit time,
That's there
Right.
you go.
I'll actually voice my opinion on other things that I believe. You know, look, I'm not a nut. Okay,
You are not a nut.
No, I'm not,
No.
man.
No.
I have to see some
Maybe a fruitcake.
substantial evidence. Right. I have to see some substantial evidence before I will voice my opinion on something.
But my problem is the evidence.
There's so much
Yeah.
evidence, guys.
From who, though, is what I'm talking
From
about.
this nut, John Lear?
Photoshop does not count.
Yeah.
John Lear smoking doobies flying
Dude.
16 million feet over California does not count.
Most rich folks have a lot of good
He been
drugs.
sniffing that jet fuel.
They got good drugs.
It's the best stuff ever.
I was
He flies to places to get drugs.
That's right.
I was showing Chad some of the comments on the video about John Lear.
Oh my God!
And-
Yeah, these
and-
are great.
And it said, I quote, and John Lear said, you know, I get my sources from, and they had in italics, sci-fi books.
Sci-fi books.
And then it says, or I'm quoting people that are something, and it said in parentheses, other nut jobs like him.
Other nut
Yeah,
jobs
Jason,
like
I
you.
guess we can go ahead and cross these two guys off the list of ever coming on Reaping the Night.
Yeah, they're not coming.
they won't be on this show.
They're not coming.
Hey, you guys, you might have been wrong. I think John Lear's the man because this guy, you have to study this, who this guy is, man.
Yeah, isn't it? He's
Just
the
because
guy.
he's got money and stuff, I'm sorry.
Not because he's got
Cut
money.
you off.
This guy is. It would be like Ronald Reagan telling me this or something. You know what I mean? Somebody that you would say this is a credible person.
I'm having a tough time going Reagan and John Lear.
Oh, Lord.
That's a little bit different.
Dude,
One's a president. One was a president of the United States of America,
Right.
and the other one just.
it's a nut.
No. And the other one's what? A fighter pilot and flew over.
Right.
Didn't he crash a plane?
He's a
He's
rich
crashed
nut.
several planes. Listen,
Broke his ankle. Had to spend several time in the hospital.
this guy has had over 17.
tripped over those sci-fi
Listen,
books.
He's had over 17
disease.
world records, speed records. He's flown over
Speed.
100
Yeah.
types of aircraft. This guy has flown missions. He was in Vietnam. This guy is the real deal.
When you're
Holy
high,
and-
you have no fear.
That's right. None.
No fear. You have no fear. You're like, watch what I can. Here, hold my ass and watch what I can do.
Yeah, and let me just say this. And John Lear, if you were in Vietnam, you served in all
He
those
did.
places. Thank
Hey,
you for your
God
service,
bless.
first
Thank
of all.
you.
But that don't make you sane.
That don't make you
That
not
does
nut.
not make you normal.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. Because look, he's the one that said that you couldn't, that there was no way you could build buildings to where the twin towers were, or they just disintegrate.
They would disintegrate, right?
And yet,
Listen,
isn't there a big building in
no,
those areas right
no,
now?
it's not. It's not right there.
Where's it
Yeah,
at?
because those holograms knocked them down.
Okay.
That's what it
And
was.
we'll be into that in 2 weeks, ladies and gentlemen.
Stay tuned for the worst episode that's ever had.
That's going to be a
funny.
2-hour show.
Yeah, it is.
We're going
It
2
might
hours
be,
on
too.
it, bud. Yeah, we're going deep on it.
That's just funny. All right, so, but here's my thing. Though. I really, truly, I could get behind the whole. I could get behind a civilization being on the moon.
Right.
If
He
we
can't
were-
even say it. He don't even. You sure you really can get behind it?
Not really. I'm trying to play devil's advocate here.
Yeah, me too.
So I can see if we built it.
Okay.
All right, I could
They
see
will
that.
come.
But I do not at all believe there's a civilization on the moon.
Okay. Let's put it this way: we made it to the moon in 1968 or 69. I'm sorry, I don't remember the supposed year. Okay.
The supposed year.
Okay. So we made it to the moon, and of course we have made it to the moon several times since. Okay. Don't you think that would be of utmost importance to build space stations, terraforms, umpteen million different things on the moon? Okay. Don't you think instead of going to Timbuktu to Mars, or spending billions of trillions of dollars on a space station and all of these satellites going, outside of our solar system and this and that, don't you think we would pool our money as a League of Nations to build something on the moon? Well, sure we would. Sure we would. So the thing is, have we? Yes,
See, I just don't. I don't.
we have.
Here's my thing.
There are photos.
I agree with what you said before.
Okay.
If we're going to Mars, we ought to have a staging area around the moon.
Absolutely.
I think making the launches out there, building things out there would be so much easier.
Not only should we do.
And I think that's what we should do.
We have it.
But living on the moon,
Yes.
I don't get the attraction.
Because
That's like staying married to a person you hate. And trust me, I know about this. This is
It's
the
for
same
the
thing.
children.
God, it's
for
the
the
worst.
kids.
Yeah, that's the only reason we're doing it. It sucks up here.
it's
There's
not you, it's me.
The best view is of the place we really want to live, which is that blue marble off in the distance right there.
Right? The living moon.
Yeah, I don't want to live. Why am I going to live on the moon? It's gray. It's drab. There's nothing here but craters and ice
Listen,
and bleh.
that is that's the lie you've been told.
That's
What's
the
lie?
outside.
Like when I look up into the sky, what is
That's-
that I'm seeing?
That's all you're seeing.
That's the hologram.
Is that a hologram?
That's the
Is that a
hologram.
That's all you were allowed to see because we only see the one side of this moon.
Oh, the other side's like freaking the Bahamas.
That's right. I got palm trees on the other side of that thing.
Okay.
Looks like
Bikini
Atlantis
girls,
over
sign
there.
me up. I'm ready to go then.
Atlantis.
No, with no, pun intended or no besmirching the people from Como.
Well, there
Okay,
you go.
it may look like Como over on this side of the moon, but on the
Yeah.
other side of the moon, there's really something.
There's something.
Like what? What is it on the other side of the moon? That's what I want to know.
Understand this side.
Vegas. It looks like Vegas.
Vegas.
The
Vegas,
reason
Vegas,
why
Vegas.
don't listen, there's tons of activity on this side of the moon. You don't believe me? There's tons of hard evidence videos I could show you. Tons of them.
I want to see non-Photoshop, non-After Effects edited videos.
Non-Photoshop. From people's telescope that they bought themselves. It's a over-the-counter telescope. $300, $400, $500
Yeah.
telescope.
Yeah.
Not a Bushnell.
Not a Bushnell.
Something pretty nice.
Yeah.
But Leopold, or they had different
Yeah.
ones. And
Can you go to the dark side of the moon? Because I'll watch. I
you
got
can-
an album by this guy that sings about that.
oh yeah.
Little Transformers are there, so there's always that.
The reason why we don't see the other side of the moon, of course, is because it's stationary, and the reason everything is located on the other side of the moon, understand, is because of the radiation from the sun, and because their atmosphere is not nowhere near as thick as our atmosphere, it doesn't stop the large majority of the gamma radiation that's hitting the surface. So the things that are built there, the structures have to be up underground, except for on the dark side of the moon, to where they don't hit the direct sunlight.
The famous words of one of our former DMs: "Jason, you crazy!
You are stupid.
Jason, what have you been smoking? You are a liar!
This is why I'm retired.
Because of you."
So make me retired.
Chad, what did you tell this former AutoZone boss?
I was going to shove his ass off in a garbage can.
You gonna do what?
Shove his ass in the garbage can.
There you go.
Told him that.
Oh my god.
Told him he didn't get out of my store. I was going to shove his ass in the garbage can.
Get out of my store.
Yep.
Is that what you told him?
Yep. He left.
Brother Craig.
Yep.
Man, I can't believe
He said, "Oh, it's not that serious. It's not that serious." I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's that serious."
Is that serious?
I'm just gonna go and let you calm down.
Yeah. I'm gonna go.
There's tons of listen. There, and I'll get.
Let me go to San Antonio and see Jason.
Yeah, liar.
I'm gonna get the links to what I'm fixing to tell you guys. But anyway, several high up, people in chains of command in the
He
military.
can't even mention them. They're so high.
I don't want to come out and say it.
Here comes the
It
black
doesn't
vans.
sound-
They come for
It
Jason.
doesn't sound
Yes,
credible,
they
but you
come.
have to listen. You have to hear me out. He says that he has all of these photos. They have photos of total civilization living on the moon, and that everyone that has seen these photos cannot handle the truth about it. They can't handle it. It doesn't
Can't handle the truth about what they've seen.
what they've seen and what they have.
It's that bad.
Factual evidence. It's that damning of evidence that there are other civilizations living on the moon.
It always, here's my problem with it. Like I said, I don't have a problem with things being built on the moon and doing things on the moon. Living on, I think that's actually kind of cool. We can do so many cool things. But of all the places you can choose to live
Listen.
in the universe, if you have first of all, if you have the technology to go where you want to go,
No.
were the
not-
aliens birthed on the moon?
You're not looking at it from the perspective of an extraterrestrial.
Sanity. I'm not looking at it from the perspective of sanity. Yes, I am.
No, the moon is only a parking garage. Okay,
Okay,
the Earth is what they're coming
Sure.
for.
sure.
They're only setting on the moon as a place to
Who has seen the parking garage is what I want to know.
John Lear.
Oh, God. Stop.
I can't take it.
Oh, my God.
I can't take it. I think I'm taking next week off.
Oh, jeez. People are going to think this is a debunking show, and it's not.
This ain't
Truly.
even. They're gonna think this is the Comedy Channel.
I swear. Once you said John knew John Lear was coming, John Lear's been there.
He
He
seen
flew
it.
his F-16 all the way to the moon, parked that son of a bitch
was
right
a
there in the middle of the
speed
moon, and flew it back
Okay.
just because.
Yeah.
He stayed at the moon
Jason.
Hilton.
All right, well let's look
Jason,
at Lou Baldwin. Lou Baldwin had a book. It was
Luke
called,
Baldwin?
No,
Oh, I thought you
God,
was talking
a
about.
Baldwin, another Baldwin.
Oh, I thought you was talking about the
That's the
SNL
answer.
Salty Balls show. Okay,
another
not
Baldwin.
Luke Baldwin. That's not.
Sure, I made my new
Alec
sweaty
Baldwin.
balls on.
Sweaty balls and Alec Baldwin. My fault.
okay, not Baldwin, Lou Baldwin. He had a book.
Well,
called-
this is a guy who's never been married.
he's
Look at this.
What is his name? Lou Baldwin.
Lou Baldwin. Look at this dude.
BALD.
I've never seen a girl naked.
I never seen.
I mean, jeez.
Oh yeah, he's no. He hasn't.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, he hasn't.
Oh,
he
yeah.
wrote a book. Okay, you guys lay off.
He's
He
a
looks like
lifetime.
the guy that would write the book about the girls on the moon with 4 boobs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the guy who has the lifetime subscription to Playboy right
Yeah.
here.
Oh yeah. I'm thinking. Yeah.
And Jugs and all these other
yeah.
ones that are out there.
Hustler.
This is the dude.
Uh,
Are you serious?
yeah. Lou Baldwin.
It's like
Baldwin.
total-
Fittingly, he has a book. He's called Sleeper. Look,
Yeah, I
Creeper.
bet you so.
Creeper might be a better word for it.
No, listen. He's got a book. It's called A Day with an Extraterrestrial.
Okay.
There you go.
He claims that he's been abducted and taken to all these different places in the universe. This guy's got evidence. You have to listen to this
I
guy.
want to see his evidence, and don't tell me just because he said
He
it.
has another book called "In League with the UFO." And understand, out of 100,000 people that read his book, he's only going to have about 1,000 people that are actual believers that are going to listen to this guy, hear him out.
There's 1,000 people walking amongst us that believe this dude.
Yeah, I know.
1,000 folks.
Yeah, one of them's right here
Walking around.
beside me.
1,001.
That's it. Jason has been triggered and converted.
Oh, Lord. I hope one of those guys that walks around and not Mormons, but the other ones will come over to your house. You
The
might
Jehovah's
start
Witness?
Jehovah's Witness on him.
Well, I am the
Shut
witness.
the door.
I am a Jehovah's Witness, but not a Jehovah's Witness.
I'm looking at
Yeah.
his page right here, right?
Yeah.
I'm looking at his page on thelivingmoon.com. It says, In League with the UFO, paperback by Lou Baldwin, Amazon. By Lou F. Baldwin, author. And in quotes it says, My name is Jeff Matisse. Not my real name for reasons that will be obvious once I tell my story. yet you're coming out as the author of the book.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, but he wants to hide his real name, but he's going to call himself Jeff Matisse and call it. Is that him that he's talking about? Is he Jeff Matisse? I haven't read it, so I don't know. I'm just asking.
I haven't actually read the book, so I don't want to come out and say that.
Is this supposed to be a true story?
So he's been abducted how many times?
Okay, so you guys.
And were they hot? I mean, this sounds like one of those, I just read it for the article kind of thing.
Yeah. Does abduction count when they put you in a straight jacket and drag you down the room and stick you in a room by yourself? I don't know if that's abduction or not, or just therapy.
Yeah.
I begin to wonder.
This guy's a nut.
He's been sequestered.
Yeah. This dude. Oh, my God. All right, so we got to...
And look, if you go to the bottom of his website, it's the same little flying Pegasus on
I
the
know
other.
it, dude. I thought...
There, dude.
It's the same website designer.
It's his buddy. Yeah, they did the same thing.
I mean, it's like, we found this cool little thing about this Pegasus thing.
Man,
That's what we'll call our group, the
You
Pegasus.
dummy. You're on the same website.
Let's just look at that.
It's the best conspiracy.
Okay, well, look up, okay, you see the way this guy looks? So
Yeah.
look up Bob Lazar.
Oh, his is probably the
Oh,
same.
geez.
It's probably got the same
Bob.
paper background that I used on my wanted to get a job in '84.
To me, of all of these guys, Bob Lazar is probably the most credible out of all three.
I love Bob
I
Lazar,
do
dude.
like Bob Lazar.
Bob Lazar worked at S2. Okay, he actually saw what he called the sport model. Okay, a UFO.
Yeah, kind of like a
He's-
little two-seater.
He saw
That
the
thing's
UFO.
awesome.
That's how you pick up them
He
gray babies.
worked
Dang right.
on reverse engineering on this thing. He took John Lear and Gene Huff. They went up on a Wednesday night and saw.
They didn't go in there.
No.
They didn't go look at it.
No, they saw the thing flying. That they tested on Wednesday night.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
that's right. I remember
they
you
had
telling
test
that.
flights, and he
He
took.
wasn't supposed to tell all that.
Oh no, he took him and he was detained. He actually, when the camo dudes, what they call the camo dudes, the guys in the Jeep, the camo dudes saw them. They came after them. They took off. Well, they got far enough ahead. He kind of went off into the desert. They opened the doors up really quickly. Bob Lazar runs off into the desert. Well, they come up and they demand to know what they were doing there. And of course, John Lear says, "Well, we were just out
He
looking."
sang like a canary.
No,
didn't he?
no,
Oh,
no,
he
no,
didn't?
no, no, no. He told
We were with Bob Lazar, man.
no.
It was all him.
Never mentioned Bob Lazar.
They didn't.
No, they were not fixing to put Bob Lazar in hot water because
That's awesome.
he had the evidence. No
Yeah,
way. That's
that's
their
right.
buddy. And so they tried to do the best they could of covering it up. Well, in a little while, he came back to the car, and of course they knew all this. They knew all the story. They knew about it. 2 days later, he was in a meeting. They took him to a panel, and his life was threatened.
Bob was.
Yes, they actually there's an attempt on his life, and so that's the reason. That's the whole reason he come out and told them what had happened. Not that he wanted to just divulge all of this secret information. They were going to kill him.
So he thought saving his life, he had to tell everything.
He had to come clean in order for it to become public, so that they couldn't just go out and right out and kill him.
But see, that's what I said though. I can get behind Bob Lazar a lot easier than I can Baldwin or Lear. I just can. And really
I'm
not
telling
just
you, man.
and not just for the living on the moon thing,
Yes.
but because they have made some really outrageous claims,
Listen.
and that's what hurts their case when it comes to some of this
listen,
other stuff.
It is outrageous. It is outrageous. If you went back 150 years ago, if you went back 100 years ago, okay, to what is this, 1918, okay, and you told people about the technology that exists today, that one day you'll be sitting in your living room and that you can not only see a person, you can talk to someone and see a person through a tiny little box, on the other side of the world
Or on my
instantly.
phone. On my phone.
On my phone.
I would have
Watch.
believed that.
On my watch.
In 1918?
Yeah, because H.G. Wells had written The Time Machine before that, so I would have believed that.
Okay,
I'm
well,
a science fiction nut.
Okay, well, let's go back a little
But
further.
I can
than that.
understand that.
You know.
But we're talking about a whole different thing. Now, if you're telling me in 1918 that we'd be living on the moon, I'd still call you crazy then.
Yeah.
Look, that's a little bit different, though.
How?
I could, because we can see the advancement of technology through the ages in history.
Well, that's my
I
point.
could get that. Now,
Well, let's go back
if
further
you'd have
than
said
150 years.
even in 1918, if you'd have said we'd have been on the moon as far as getting a rocket ship up there, even in the
50 years
80s
from
and
then.
70s or whatever, I would still thought that would have been way too soon. I wouldn't have been able to see how we could have done it, because you have to remember we just came out of the Civil War, World War One. Now, World War One, our technology took a huge leap forward. Well, the industrial
did.
age, it actually took a huge leap forward.
Sure did.
And the World War One just benefited from it, would just increased our thing. But I still couldn't, as fast as we were coming up with new concepts, I still wouldn't have believed
And
we'd have been able
what
to
was
do
the
it.
most advanced technology and the country with the most advanced technology in the world in the time of World War One? Which country was it?
Oh, was it
Russia.
Germany?
Germany.
Germany. Oh yeah, should have.
By far,
Germany.
Germany.
Them Farfanugan.
No. Well, understand. Understand.
And have the worst words.
Yeah, far from pooping.
The largest migration to the U.S. by far the largest are Germans.
Right.
And, and so
Hey, we got to take a quick break. We got to take our second break. We got to get these bills paid. When we come back, we're discussing this and a lot more. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
More with
you guys can continue.
more
continue
hopping on the
to grill
crazy
me.
train right here.
Continue to grill me like a
Reaping Night.
sandwich.
On the other side of the moon, on the crazy train.
That's it. And we're back on Reaping the Night. Tales of the Crazy Train Supernatural right here on
Tales of the
UndefinedRadio.com.
crazy train.
Boy, we have jumped all on board of that thing tonight. Well, Jason has. Me and Kevin been trying to,
Yeah.
got this thing to a complete stop. But it
Trying
ain't
to
working.
keep it real.
No, listen, I'm grounded in what I believe. You guys are the disgusting skeptics.
Yeah. Scallywags. I want to see what
It
the
is
inside
okay to be
you
healthily
gotta-
skeptic, especially when it comes to like the Martian from Looney
Yeah.
Tunes up there hanging out on the moon with his little Mars gun.
Well, where's this? Is there like a trap door where you can get into the moon, where you
Absolute-
get inside it?
Yes, when you get on, and not since a trap door, but in a sense, yes. And there are several videos that you can watch that are up close, like in cave entrances to the interior of the moon. The like I said, the moon has subterranean living quarters, and it would not be that hard to live on the moon if you look in that sense, because if it were under the ground, you could have
There it is, right there.
you could
Moon
have,
entrance.
Yeah.
It even has a little arrow pointing down.
Yeah, really.
Like you're here.
You're here. go
you're-
into this port
like you're
right
at the,
here,
Like you're at the mall.
because that can't be photoshopped at all.
No, it's not. It's
No,
not.
we don't have the
Look,
ability to
and
do
that
that.
entrance looks like an eyeball.
yeah.
It's amazing.
Jason,
Google real
Jason.
quick a trip to the moon.
Okay.
It's a movie.
You know what's going to come up? A
It's-
little piece of acid that looks like a starship.
That's right.
It's like the oldest movie I've ever seen. It's over 100 years old.
If this is the moon smoking a joint, we're out.
Yeah, we're out.
No, it's got a
We're
picture
off
of
here.
something landing in the eyeball of the moon. A trip to the moon.
Yeah, from 1902.
1902.
Yeah.
I've seen the movie.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I've seen the movie. It's really
Rock
good.
at the moon.
In its original black and white,
No, I've seen it in color.
silent movie.
Now, here's all
is
kinds of
silent.
I got all
Craziness.
kinds
Okay,
of
there they
pictures.
are.
Look, there's the entrances.
No, that's a rocket.
Okay.
That's on Paranormal Crucible, by the way, which I've subscribed to. It's very good YouTube channel. Paranormal Crucible, if you guys get a chance to look at
What
that.
is all this? What are we doing here?
There are just different anomalies that are on the moon that people have seen with their telescope now. Understand, from Earth, not NASA, okay? Not the Smithsonian. These all this
Jason doesn't
cover-up.
believe actual real institutions. Don't tell me that's a selfie from the moon.
That is. It's,
Don't tell me that's what that
he
is.
took a selfie with his ship and his moon.
Freaking alien selfie from the moon. Hey guys, look what we're building. People on Earth don't have no
We
idea.
ain't got no idea.
We're just hanging out inside the moon because it's
Do you-
just blah. We're
Do you
boring.
think they got southern voices or like a northern, like
don't know,
like
you know.
Mainers?
So let
like
me ask you guys a good question.
They all telepathic anyway.
Yeah.
But what do you think their telepathic voice sounds
And-
like
and
in their head?
We didn't get a chance to,
I think
to
they say
cover this.
wash or do they say wash?
We don't have a chance to cover this tonight. But the Earth, and this is not the first time the Earth has existed. You know, as far as human
We've talked about this
right.
in
Well,
past shows.
what I mean is we don't have time to cover it tonight. But humans have been on the world or the earth for millions, okay? Not 40,000 years like the proponents say. Millions
like
of
the
years.
Bible says, Jason, don't believe in the
A
Bible.
million. What do you mean? I definitely believe in the Bible. But
We're honestly talking about like the first Earth and all that stuff. Those
the first Earth age. I
right.
believe that humans lived alongside dinosaurs, and there's tons of evidence to prove it. You know?
Okay, so here's here's my freaking. I'm having to. Look. I'm not normally this way out there on the subjects that we have, but I'm having a real rough time logically wrapping my head around the whole living moon thing.
Okay.
And one of the reasons is this. It could be old Earth people that are up there right now from millions of years ago, and their families are up there, and they decided, the hell with Earth, the dinosaurs were too big, let's just go up there and live. I'm tired of getting eaten by a T-Rex and his short little stubby arms. Let's go there.
That's right.
Or it's aliens, like you talked about at the beginning of the show, the Pleiadians and then the Greys and all that stuff who are just hanging out, which, again, makes no sense to me because you have the technology to come from wherever you came from. The moon should not be your destination. And if it is, hold on, if the moon is, then you got that technology. You don't need to hide from Earth people. We're obviously so far below you, like little bitty ants.
Yeah.
You have no reason to hide from us. No. And I don't buy the whole V theory that our bacteria will get you and that's it. None of that. I don't believe it.
They have been on the earth. They are on the earth. They're with us. These
they
entities.
Walk
amongst us. They have been here for millions of years. And if you don't believe that, you can go to all of these,
John Lear sites.
Petroglyphs.
Yeah. Blue Baldwin sign.
They're all colored in Crayola.
Yeah.
I love you, John Lear.
I love you, Luke
I'm
Baldwin.
the only one that loves you tonight. Lots of love. Okay, but
he's not leaving you any stuff.
all of these petroglyphs, or all of this evidence, from the Sumerians that you never were taught about in school.
Weren't they in
there's a
Ghostbusters?
reason.
Yeah.
The Sumerians. By the way.
My fault.
Right, Sumerians. And you were never taught about any of these in school. Have you ever heard about the Anunnaki in school?
No.
Of course you haven't. No. Because it's been covered up. And then
school people don't believe in stuff like that, Jason.
No, they believe in it. It's covered up.
No, they only believe in SJW stuff.
That's right.
School don't believe in that other stuff now. It's only SJW stuff in school.
SJW.
Social justice warrior stuff.
Yes.
I didn't know what you were talking about.
Yeah, sorry. That's what they believe in.
Okay. Is that like Antifa?
Yes.
Okay. It's a bunch of crap.
It's a bunch of garbage.
Okay. We don't have time to cover that tonight. But
yeah, we don't. We'll cover that on 911.
Oh. Yeah. Dang right, boy.
Hey, yeah.
Oh Lord, you better hurry up.
Bastards.
2 minutes.
Guess who's gonna get? Guess who has an honorable mention on 911 night?
Who?
John Lear.
Oh,
come on.
Yeah.
Oh, he does because he created the hologram.
That's right. The hologram of the planes that flew into the towers. They use the magical fairy dust to explode them.
Yeah.
And disintegrate them down to the thing.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, you suck.
You guys. I was just looking at this. Giant entrance on the moon appears in the NASA images. Yeah. There's an entrance to it.
Dude, you can right now, if you had the money, and it don't actually cost that much, you can send for up close images of the moon from NASA. Right. They will send them to you. You have to pay for them.
In a prepaid envelope.
Well, I'm
for
not,
$19.95.
No, I'm not sure how much they are. But when you get them, you'll go through them, and you will see that there will be pieces of the photo that have been photoshopped out.
We have got to get in on this racket. Send us money to Reaping the Night Tales of the Supernatural. We will send you your own special Living in the Moon photographs.
That's right.
But that is it for this week. Next week, we're talking about Missing 411. We'll be that and more. For Kevin, for Jason, this is Chad. We are out.
And if you do it again, we'll send you a hat.